for sure, to have an AI agent that definitely will make some of our lives easier. But is it going to be to an extent that the AI agents are replacing what we do, or that's what a lot of people are concerning about?
Yeah. I think the question is how we can use AI to free up our time to make something we even want to more drive even more. Yeah. So I think if we see the opportunities which we can create, even like we're talking about, hey, how the car can be kind of driverless, because it's give us time to do something we even want to do more. Yeah. So it's about kind of like how we can use AI for things perhaps which is more easier for us to do, where we even have lack of skilled laborers, workers. This is something can solve us, it can help us, because then we don't need to do a lot of like complex things where we need the skilled laborers in all our worldwide countries. And this is something we are now driving, how we can solve problems to help society to gain the goal we want to achieve with sustainability.
IC 梦想家。
Hello everyone, you're watching IC Dreamers, exploring cutting-edge and forward-looking technologies. It's Raymond here. Record-breaking snow in Japan, wildfires in Los Angeles, and a typhoon hitting Taiwan last November. We really are feeling the impact of climate change, and the urgency to mitigate environmental effects has never been greater. And a lot of companies are actually under immense pressure to not only be better, be more profitable, and also more sustainable. How could it be? And I think that's exactly when we could actually introduce Siemens sustainable solutions and also technologies. To give you some more information, we're very, very happy to be joined by Christine Herbst-Kubitz, General Manager, Siemens Taiwan Digital Industries. And she joined Siemens back in 2011. And she's done sales, PM, business development, and also R&D. And she was in Germany, Singapore, South Korea, and right now she's in Taiwan. And she literally has seen everything and also done everything, is it, Christine?
Almost. You are never done with learning and doing things, so
yes.
Happy to be here.
And since when you came to Taiwan?
I was actually in Taiwan 6 years before, went back to Germany, and now I'm since 6 months back in Taiwan, and very happy to be back in Taiwan.
Yeah, how do you feel? So far, so good?
Very good. It's actually back to roots. I'm half Taiwanese, so I'm very good to be here.
Yes, welcome back to Taiwan.
You.
Yes, and back to what we want to talk about today, sustainability, and also what is it that Siemens can do to facilitate this transition to net zero carbon emissions. And first of all, I'm just thinking that actually, a few years ago, when I was hosting a conference on sustainability and also net zero carbon emissions, still some companies were asking, why is it we have to be greener and also be more sustainable? And now it's not even a question. Actually, the more sustainable you are, the more competitive you become. So I'm just wondering, because that also means there's a lot of innovation to be done within your company, within your organization, within your factory. And how is it that Siemens can help make it happen, Christine?
I think, first of all, I think sustainability, as you said, it's like no doubt that it's an important topic. And I think we can even do much more to accelerate it. And technology innovation has been a big driver to really accelerate the sustainability transformation.
Yes.
And if we look into Siemens, what are we doing? Actually, 90% of our business is helping our customers to actually obtain and also achieve the sustainable goals. Looking into various areas from decarbonization, from resource efficiency in transforming societies. And we believe one of the big themes for us is really how we can use technology by combining the real and digital world to make this happen together.
So it's more like action, louder than words. You're actually doing it, and you're also helping all your clients doing it, implement the technologies or solutions.
Yes.
And I think Siemens really sets a very good example, right? we know a lot of countries and also big companies, they have laid out their targets of achieving net zero carbon emissions. And I have to say, Siemens has one of the most ambitious ones, all right? Our goal is clear. All Siemens production facilities and buildings worldwide are to achieve a net zero carbon footprint by 2030, which is only 5 years from now.
Yes.
So how is Siemens doing right now, Christine?
I mean, Raymond, you did your homework, yeah?
I have to.
No, but indeed, I mean, it's bold, but I think you need to set ambition and goals. Otherwise, it's becoming a side topic, but now it's in the core of what we do and what we need to do. And I mean, I'm very proud to say we had a sustainability report 2024 where we said, hey, we have actually achieved already 7 targets ahead of 14. So actually, we are getting there. And we are actually very fully committed in driving those topics.
Yes.
And as you mentioned, I think it's about walk the talk. And Siemens has a lot of factories all over the world. And even like beginning of this year, the World Economic Forum has announced Fürth as a lighthouse sustainability factory. And I'm very proud of it because it's not about just like having some figures there, so how much we reduce, but it's really implementing our technologies. Just to give you an example, I mean, in Fürth, we have like in-house repair centers where we help our products to extend the lifetime, or also other energy saving solutions, building management. So we have just implemented what we have, and we have shown that it's possible really like to be a light of sustainability. And I mean, there are different partners. It's a big ecosystem. So also our supply chain, we are looking very much in the supply chain. So scope 1, scope 2, we have already reached 60% reduction since we ever announced it. But also like helping our customers, how can they achieve the sustainability goals? And of course, we are looking into, for example, carbon footprint management, renewable energy integration, energy efficiency. So there's a lot of areas we are very happy just to engage and to see how we can support kind of like the ecosystem to drive sustainability.
Yeah, definitely working with partners will help you get one step closer to your goal. But here's a follow-up question. I'm just kind of curious about what happens within the organization, because we know that to have this kind of sustainable goal in mind or to achieve ESG, that has to come top down, right? So while this kind of vision comes from the very top to the lower levels, how do you make sure that the communication is there? How do you get through this message to every single person or employee, given the scale of your company? How do you make sure that you can do that?
Yes, and that's a very good observation because it's something top down, but it's also like where you need to really believe in it.
Yes.
And I feel alone that we see how our policies are changing. Our Siemens car fleet, we are changing to EV cars and globally roll out.
Yes.
So we are committed. And so people, I feel it, my team feel it, so we are like transforming. And I mean, like also incentives sometimes plays a role, but even like our top management, has it on the biggest agenda of how we drive and how we want to transform even the society here.
You really have to believe in it and your show, and people will see it.
Yes.
And more people will also believe in it, and you can really work together and making it possible.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that very valuable lesson for all of us. And regarding sustainability and also sustainable operations of your clients, for sure, definitely circularity is very, very important, which means that you have to make sure that you have optimal use of resources and materials that you have, which a lot of companies find it difficult to do that. And any kind of solutions for Siemens?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I talk about circularity, the first sentence which comes to my mind is like, we do more with less. And there's a challenge. The world, like, we have so much waste, we have so much like energy we consume. So actually, it's going to a very different direction. And on the other side, the businesses are kind of like encouraged to really change something, to be innovative, and there's a conflicting thing. And I think technology and innovation helps them. And we have 3 areas of circularity I would outline. One is like the circular product. The second thing is like circular business, and to empower circularity. And let me unpack a little bit and make it a little more
one by
practical.
one.
Yeah. So with regards to circular products, so what I mean with it is that we really like, for example, use sustainable materials. So how we can use, for example, for our products, we need steel, we need plastic. So how about just to use green metal or green steel? And how about just to do recycled plastics? So how we can like use sustainable materials, or how we can like even like reduce our energies for our own production for our products. And Siemens has introduced actually what's called Siemens EcoTech. So it's actually a product performance label where we have insights on how sustainable this product is. And at the moment we have roughly 25,000 products which have this label, and
that's a lot.
That's a lot for a beginning. And we hope we can scale it. So that's one of the examples. The second thing is circular business. So here we are actually looking, for example, how we can extend lifetime of a product, because this also reduces the carbon footprint and also the things we are doing to create even more and more products. So to give you an example, we have switchgears. Switchgears we are using for energy management, and here we are also extending lifetimes up to 15 years.
Wow.
And I mean, just by extending, we are just not producing new switchgears in order to reduce this waste. So this is the second area. And the third area, what comes to my mind is how we can empower circularity. And here comes a lot of technologies, for example, also like software technologies. To give you an example, predictive maintenance. So how could we even anticipate and optimize processes, how we can give suggestion on energy saving solutions for our customers. So just a few areas to share how we would also like drive circularity in our own sphere of influence.
Are they expensive? I'm just, because seriously, for companies, they all want to do that. But just like Christine, you just mentioned, using more...
with less.
Yes. And also using more circular materials, but which means that you give up on steel, that you have to go for some circular materials that might cost you a little bit more, right? So how do you persuade your clients, or how to let them see what's coming in the long term?
I mean, first of all, I think, of course, if you want to be a front runner, you always invest, no matter in time, in resource, and
that's
things.
True.
In investment, you invest. But at the end, if we believe it's the right thing to do, and even government, even like different countries, they are like driving this. Like there are a lot of regulations which are forcing it. And at some point, if you're not investing now, it's sometimes too late to even comply. So I think it's a pre-investment you have to do, and it will pay out because it's the way we need to save this energy and save this world in order to also make it sustainable.
Yeah, that's the necessary investment. It's now or never sometimes. Yes, you just have to do it.
IC 梦想家由鸿海集团赞助播出。
We do most of the NVIDIA systems, not 100% of it, but most of them. You're right. That's why we're so busy. Even in the Chinese New Year's, we had so many people who had to do overtime trying to meet the demands. And the demands is getting higher and higher. Like for now, we have automation level-wise, we're about 60 to 80%. Wow, automation amazing. Level. Yes. Wow. But how do we make that automation perform better? We need something like generative AI to do it.
IC 梦想家。
Yeah, now, Christine, I would like to go into some details to make this circularity of product, circularity of business, or to empower circularity, just like you said, or to make this kind of sustainable operations of your clients possible. Do you have any kinds of digital products that can actually be very helpful for your clients?
And I mean, in the vast and in the broadness of Siemens, we have so many like products, and we have so many divisions, and we are in many industries.
Yeah, just pick 5.
Right. We don't have like days here. Yeah? But for me, I mean, we are all unique and driving technology and innovations in all the sphere we are in. And I mean, I'm from digital industry, so we are looking into PLCs, we are looking into edge devices.
Yes.
HMI, so there are a lot of things, but I think the power of connecting them and also like having really like applications based on all the things, centralized automation and using the data, I think that's very powerful. And I mean, sometimes up to 80% of data we are not using. And if you imagine this intelligence out of the data we could have to make better decisions, to make very concise decisions, this is very powerful. And so what we are driving is really like also about data transparency, evaluating them, using them, and enhancing them.
Maximize the use of the data that you have.
Raymond, you got it. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so those are some of the digital products and solutions that you can provide to your clients. And what about digital strategies from a even broader perspective, and how do you help your clients implement, or even do you help them come up with this kind of digital strategies, and then you help them implement, make sure that they can carry out, they have the capability to carry out these digital strategies that they have?
Absolutely. So, I mean, we are always talking about digital transformation. And what does it mean actually? So, we believe that digital transformation will enhance innovation. And we do have like digital twins. We use technology like AI and so on. Data, the transparency is empowering it. And then by combining the real and digital world, we can really like enhance it. And I mean, like going into Taiwan, so where we are, I mean, we do have like many use cases and reference where we say, hey, actually technology and innovations, digital transformation helps the sustainable footprint, even for our client, but also for the country itself. So if we look into 3 areas, for example, I mean, 101 is iconic for Taipei.
Okay.
So the building 101, and actually we help with our digital solutions become the world's tallest green building by saving energy. So that's in the building sphere.
Yes.
If we look into the very traditional machine tool business in Taiwan, and I'm very proud to say that actually in Taichung and so on, we have so many machine builders. Yeah. And even there, we are adapting now AI technologies. It's called ACM, so adaptive controlling and monitoring, where we also help the client during the whole machine tool process to optimize, to save, but also to do tool protections so that we don't need to reuse it. So there are many like examples. And actually the third one is edge computing agriculture. And if you think of agriculture, you would not think of a lot of like high-tech and digital thing. But actually also here we have like edge computing applications where we help the customer to help in the growth of crops. And also energy saving solution up to 20%, how to do the harvesting here.
Wow, machine tools or agriculture, some of the industries you don't really associate with high tech. They are actually very high tech.
Yes.
All right.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Talking about everywhere, artificial intelligence is everywhere. AI is everywhere. Generative AI. So, how do you? What's your take on AI? Is it like a plus or an accelerator for all of us to achieve our sustainable and goal, and or because we also know in this era of AI, we're building a lot of data centers using a lot of high-end chips. They're actually very energy consuming. So is it like AI good for us to come one step closer to our ultimate goal of net zero, or it's actually dragging us away from that goal? I'm just wondering what you think, Christine.
I mean, AI has been a big world, especially in Taiwan. I mean, AI hardware is just coming from Taiwan. So, and absolutely, I think AI is a game changer.
Yes.
But of course, we distinguish AI how you use it. It's a very different setting if you use AI to write an email, to write a letter, or in case you use AI in the industry, in a petrochemical farm, or like in a pharmaceutical company, because it has very big reach of what you can influence and even what you can destroy.
Yes.
So if we always put AI in an industry context, we say it needs to be industrial grade. It needs to be safe.
Yes.
It needs to be trustworthy. It needs to have like very stringent requirements in order to apply it there. And of course, we definitely believe that AI is a very big transformation also for the industries. We as Siemens, we are pushing quite much forward to it. For example, we have launched the Industrial Co-Pilot, where we also like help our customers not only into programming code, so make it easier to generate code, but along the whole life cycle. Even that the operator can use actually very easy commands in order to get solutions out of it. So it's like really changing from beginning to the end, the whole life cycle. Just to give another example, we have recently announced that we have AI agents.
AI agents.
And actually,
wow.
that's quite cool because it's how you can imagine it's actually an intelligent helper beside you, who breaks actually very complex things down into very like sub topics and then solve it. And so there's a lot of opportunities to explore still. However, the challenge I believe is also that it's also about mindset, because especially in manufacturing, in factories and so on, there's still a lot of reservation, and actually a lot of AI use cases, they don't make it to scale because they just stop at the POC itself. So there's still a way to go how we can use and scale AI.
We're still trying to figure it out. Okay. So for sure, to have an AI agent that definitely will make some of our lives easier. But is it going to be to an extent that the AI agents are replacing what we do, or that's what a lot of people are concerning about?
I think the question is how we can use AI to free up our time to make something we even want to more drive even more. So I think if we see the opportunities which we can create, even like we are talking about, how the car can be kind of driverless, because it's give us time to do something we even want to do more. So it's about kind of like how we can use AI for things perhaps which is more easier for us to do, where we even have lack of skilled laborers, workers. This is something it can solve us, it can help us, because then we don't need to do a lot of like complex things where we need the skilled laborers in all our worldwide countries. And this is something we are now driving, how we can solve problems to help society to gain the goal we want to achieve with sustainability.
Yeah, for sure. With AI, we use it appropriately, we can do our job even better and more smoothly, and so that we can have some more time for ourselves to focus on something that we want to focus on. So just before we go, some big questions for you, Christine. All right?
Okay.
I'm saving the best for last.
Yes.
Okay. Because you've been to Korea, Singapore, and you were in the headquarters of Siemens in Germany. So I'm just wondering, what is your take on the opportunities and also challenges for Taiwanese companies going forward in this AI era? Or I'm sorry, it's a very big question.
No, I love kind of like this question, because it helps me to reflect. And if I see Taiwan, and Taiwanese companies are not just Taiwanese companies, because we have so much different variety of industries in Taiwan. We have like the high-tech semiconductors just known in Taiwan, but we have also machine tools, we have OEMs, we have traditional, we have very big steel companies in Taiwan.
Bicycles.
So it's all over the place. But I think one thing is about mindset because the maturity in how you embrace new technologies is a little bit different in all the different industries. And I think we just need to start. We just need to start to have like pilots, to have use cases slowly, no matter in which kind of like field and degree of where the companies are. And secondly, I think AI and all the digital transformation really helps Taiwanese companies to be very competitive on a global scale.
Yes.
Because Taiwan is an export country. And that's why we always need to benchmark us with the best in order to like really like be in the race. And I feel here Taiwan has a very good foundation. And I'm really looking forward really like to drive this also here together further.
Okay. I'm sorry, I have one more last question for you, Christine. Just following what you just said, you mentioned mindset a couple of times in your talk. So I'm just wondering, because having been in Germany and also in different countries, and now that your second time here in Taiwan, how do you communicate with your staff here from Taiwan? Because I know there's a thing about Taiwanese companies or young people or talent here. Sometimes they got something very good, but they're just too shy. They are not like people from other countries. They would just stand out there and talking nonstop about what they can do. So I'm just wondering, do you also feel that kind of a gap between what you can do and also what you get to present, get to bring to the table?
I mean, there's of course culture difference, how we communicate, how we perceive it, and so on. And there's the beauty of culture that there's always something like you can really like draw out of it. And of course, if we think of how we can embrace technology, what we always in Siemens say, it's a growth mindset. So in case, it doesn't matter in which area it is how you do business, how you embrace technology, you want to learn. And the speed is so fast, you just need always to learn, And about your question, so it's about communication and so on. Of course, we want people to shine. We want people to talk about it, And there are so many different like communication channels, I mean, even this here, like being like a film and so on, it's something like we need to embrace, So how I encourage my team is like we need a growth mindset in all different areas, how we behave, how we communicate, how we sell ourselves. It's all about to step something further, and it's even beyond culture boundaries.
Yes, a growth mindset really matters. Keep learning, keep absorbing whatever knowledge that you have. So I think I really have learned a lot from talking with you today, Christine. Thank you so much for sharing a lot with our viewers today. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful stay here in Taiwan. Yes, I see Dreamers. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
IC 梦想家由鸿海集团赞助播出。